All right, Madison Scouts, it's July 28th, getting near the end of the season here. I think I've seen you a few times. The trying to remember the name of the show, The Art of Being, something of being. I kind of look at it as not really a theme show, I guess, in terms of any kind of story. I mean, when we have Britney Spears and a variety of artists represented, it seems that there's a lot of leeway, I guess. So I'll roll with it like that unless something comes up for me. Try to stay close to the mic here. There you go. And I'm going to stay on the high camera in case you're wondering if you're someone just taking a look. The nature of being.
Drum majors Lex Rodriguez Montero, Jana Paulson, Juliana Thint, and Tyler Wold. Is your core ready?
Just hope we don't have transmission issues tonight. At least not too many.
Performing their 2025 program, The Nature of Being. Drum Corps International is proud to present the Madison Scouts.
My attention's to the back circle right now. Generally, bass drums, I guess. Careful, bass drums. Ouch. Yeah, we have to match up with that audio track. Good toss. I'm guessing it's not just cute. It's actually played by a keyboard player, but that was not together. Kind of, as you could tell, a little bit uncomfortable there out of the gate. So I guess as I'm thinking, just nature of being, I'm not sure what the whole idea of that was, but then we have the wheels up to 50. Pretty large spread for the brass. 10 to 10 almost. Yeah, good build in terms of the ascending line. Lets me know something's coming. The use of electronic voice there. The rotation of the entire form really to my left, your right. Okay. Okay. Good statement. I think you have the advantage of being the first power chord core on tonight. That helps. Okay, the toss in between, and now coming out of the wheels. Make sure those things are aligned. A little bit of a variety there up the 50. I don't believe that's supposed to be the case. I had situations like that in my life. You just really don't want to open yourself to criticism. Someone has to watch and make sure those things are on the money. And I know you can tell the kids all day long, but I'd actually get somebody to be responsible for that on the staff. Just beat it up every day. Nice soloist. Back trombone, right? He was on the left-hand side. Took me a second to find him. Okay, mellophone, little brass gymnastics there. Appreciate the tempo. Appreciate the effort with a tuba feature. It just has to be on the money. I mean, you're not going to get any leeway there, guys. Good job. High note in the toss. Works pretty well. People like high notes. Okay, into the arc, I guess I'll call it. Interesting choice there. You come into the arc. I expect something that I don't receive. I like that. Kind of switching it up a little bit. So much tempo concerns there a little bit. Seemed like the snares are almost trying to keep up. They were chugging up the 35 there. Oh, yeah. Yep, the big form on the left. Body good. Percussion other side. Yep, cymbals. And not really a resolve of that. On purpose, clearly. I'm on a high camera, so some of the body stuff's a little bit lost. Nice transition, nice change, runaway. Yeah, we're just pretty much clearing out here. Not my favorite thing to see, but a lot of people do it. Yeah, see if the color guard, I mean, they're attempting the body stuff on both sides, 1 and 2, different ideas, but they're trying to take the visual emphasis or attention so that we don't watch everyone wander. Easier said than done sometimes, especially in a smaller stadium like this where I can't see as from the same perspective I might in a larger stadium. So for whatever that's worth. Small group, pretty slow for everything to develop through here. I mean, I see the wheels spinning. I've seen that. I have seen and I saw the flag soloist, but still pretty long. Like, what are you trying to emote here? What are you trying to communicate? What emotion? I just feel like we're in transition, I'm sorry to say. I mean, you're playing back fields, so you're looking for something beautiful, but you need, I think, to give me something that aligns with that from a visual standpoint. Impact now. Yeah, watch the people overplaying. Is that a baritone, maybe? Good job on the sustains there, mellophone. Z. Yep. Guard's kind of lost against the front sideline here. They go into boxes to throw people up. Seems a check them sequentially. Seems a little forced. I mean, you need, what, 4 people underneath to throw one. It's not like, you know, they're going up in the air. What? That's just my taste, maybe, but seems a little anticlimactic. Wheels have us here in the between the 35s right now. A percussion break, bass drums. And not a whole lot else moving if that's your that's what you're doing, then that's fine, but not a whole lot to hang on to. Seem like we're transitioning again. That's, as we continue to put program ideas together, not too much for this year anymore, but yeah, and make sure that as you look at it, as I'm looking at it, like where do you want me to look? Where is the focus right now? I'm looking at the drum line because they're taking up the most field space. Kind of getting pushed out of the way by the brass, but there's not like a form development, there's not a musical development. Okay, soloist. A little bit with the articulations, okay? See, it's another example. Visually, there's no direction. We're moving, follow the leader, we're reshaping, but there's not a reason for that or a purpose for that. I think that young guy just fell down. And one wheel goes up. And we get some high notes. Good. People are liking it.
Under the direction of David Lofi from Madison, Wisconsin,
Yeah, I think the struggle is in the design area. It'll show up in effect, probably the construction, visual analysis, music analysis. Because the question for me becomes
The extended 5-year price guarantee.
the thing for me becomes like why? Like why is the visual development as it is? Like, are my eyes being taken to side one, to side two, to the center, to the guard? People are doing things, guards doing things, drumline a couple times. They got my attention because they take up a lot of space when they're all together. But if that makes any sense, it's just you're not moving my attention around the field. You're not helping. I mean, not everyone can be involved in the main message all of the time. It's just not possible. So you need to, as you put the thing together, think like you want me to look to the side 120-yard line. That's where the action is. That's where the guard thing is, and everything about what's happening needs to get me there. The movement of the core, the guard work, maybe even what the percussion's supporting. It's all trying to get me there while other things are adjusting, moving, reshaping, but they're not drawing my attention. You get me where you want. You get my eyes where you need me to go, or my ears, or all of it. And that doesn't happen very often sometimes. So I end up watching, and I think the performance levels are definitely better than a year ago, and certainly better from the beginning of this year. So there's a lot to the positive in terms of the teaching, but I think there's only so far that can go at this without the vehicle being upgraded. And that's not necessarily something that happens today or tomorrow, but in terms of just moving through and moving through. For now, I'd play as well as I possibly can, march as well as I can, drum as well as I can, uh, and try to ride that as far as you can this year for sure. Um, you can don't. I wouldn't drive myself crazy. But in terms of developing ideas and looking for, and it doesn't have to be a storyline, by the way. I'm not. If you check out my other stuff, I'm not a big fan of story shows anyway. Usually, unless they make a whole lot of sense, and people to spend the time to make sure it makes sense and it's understandable. But that the show has a purpose, that there's a through line, that there's a location. That's location for me, for my eyes, for everything. If that makes any sense. All right. So I hope this is of value to whoever's listening somewhere in the world. And I'll see you later.